One thing parties in Edo State should understand by now is to know that Obaseki is a child of grace, and the more they try to bring him down, the higher he goes. Because we have seen in so many cases how he was taken to court for so many reasons. But guess what? It all ended in victory. Even some that seemed like he was guilty about, somehow the case turned and he was victorious. All of this happened just because of the love the people of Edo State have for him, and that is why he keeps prospering. And I hope that he will really not disappoint the people of Edo State, because guess what? Another group, yes, another party also took him to court, but at the end of the day, he was also victorious. What a way to show that indeed you serve a living God and that your people are solidly behind you. Obaseki is indeed a favored child, because if otherwise, he wouldn't be able to pass through all of these hurdles just like that. At least one of those hurdles will get him down. But fortunately for him, none has gotten him down. He still keeps going forward and forward as much as they try to bring him down. Well, good for him that he has the love of his people, and I pray he does not disappoint them. He continues with all that he has been doing for the people of Edo State. Yes, remember that Godwin Obaseki was one time a candidate of the All Progressive Congress, but somehow he lost his ticket to run under that party, the All Progressive Congress, and he moved again to the People's Democratic Party. And from there, he was able to win and be re-elected into office as the executive governor of Edo State. And guess what? Even after then, he was taken to the court of tribunal for so many reasons, certificate forgery cases, and how he's, for so many reasons. I don't need to make it very specific here because we all know about the story of how he went from grace to grace. And, somehow he was vindicated. And, ADP was one of the parties that went to the tribunal saying they were not listed in the ballots that they wanted the INEC to run the election again, and that they are also saying that Obaseki had a certificate forgery case, that they are bent on getting to the bottom of that matter. And why they were dragging that very case, remember the All Progressive Congress also did the same thing, saying that he had a certificate forgery case. And not just that, he said his primary 6 living school certificate was not correct, that he had a wrong certificate. Not just that, he said the University of Ibadan he went to, that the date he claimed he graduated versus the day he claimed he was admitted do not tally, and so many things were wrong. But they've been proven wrong, that this man attended their college, and this was the reason, this is the course he studied, and also this was the number of years he used in the school. So obviously there was nothing these guys could hold him down with. But I don't know why ADP is still bent on pushing forward to ensure that they just want to show that they can also take candidates to court, because APC has failed. Remember when they took him to court, they could not tender any evidence against him, because the evidence they had, remember the court said, was not strong enough to hold the governor back, because they said that the case they had, they do not have witnesses, not just witnesses, not much evidence they can use against the governor. And that case was utterly thrown out of court, and they still went further from the High Court. They went to the Supreme Court, and all of the courts, and also to appeal and so on. All of the courts they visited throughout the case and said there was not enough evidence to hold the governor back. And I wonder why ADP was still pushing this thing. And guess what? This is just a very short report from the courts, where they also said some things about what happened to Obaseki. And I don't know why they are still pushing all of this, because they failed woefully. Because remember, there was a boy, Emmanuel, who also said that because of Obaseki, their party was not put in the ballots, that INEC must run that election again. It's been months. That election was held on the 19th of September 2020. So I wonder why he is still bent on pushing the governor forth and back. The governor has a lot of projects he should be handling. I wonder why they are still pushing him and holding him in tribunal cases. If APC could fail, who is ADP? ADP should just go somewhere relaxed, enjoy till further notice, till the next election. That is my own advice to them, because really they do not have anything to tender before the court. Because if APC, Ize Iyamu, Adams Oshiomhole could utterly fail and could not bring any evidence before the court against the governor, I'm telling you, it will be difficult for any other party to do that. I could remember vividly how the election, there were a lot of propaganda from the All Progressive Congress just to bring this governor down. They did all manners of things just to ensure that he does not win that election. Even on election day, they did a lot of permutations and calculations and all of that, bribery, giving people stuff just for them not to vote for the governor. But guess what? All of those ended in foes. It ended woefully because these guys could not recover what they lost during that election. So who is ADP? They went to court. Remember that even at the petition tribunal, they went to court today. That is the ADP. But guess what? Their case was also dismissed. It was dismissed from the courts. Yes, it was also dismissed. And I believe they should just forget about this. That is what I keep saying. If APC can fail, who is ADP? And now the court has also dismissed the petition filed by the Action Democratic Party and its governorship candidate, Iboy Emmanuel, against the election of Godwin Obaseki. I'm very sure there's more to all of this, and he's just a victorious man, and the love of his people has always covered him. So he's a child of grace. So they should just forget about anything and just support him to grow Edo State. I think that will go a long way if they can all come together, put their heads together, and grow the state. It will be better for them. That is what Nigeria is lacking today. That is why the country is on a failed state as it is right now. It keeps getting worse, and the administration we are is not even responsible enough to handle the affairs of this nation. So things are just going from bad to worse. So all these times these other candidates are using to, go to the court, petition and all of this, all of that, and they keep failing. Why don't they just forget about it and cooperate with the governor and grow the state? The state belongs to all of them. Yes, it belongs to all Edolites. Yes, whether you are a candidate, whether you are now an enemy or a friend or whatsoever, the state belongs. You guys are still brothers, one way or the other. So they should just understand that this thing has to do with our state. Let us grow it together, and it will help everyone at the long